Your sausage McMuffin with egg didn't change. Your receipt did. The sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal includes a hash brown and a small coffee for just $5. Only at McDonald's for a limited time.
Prices and participation may vary.
Hey guys, it's Elena.
And it's Candace.
And you're listening to Cousins on Crime.
Heyo.
It's like, how many times have I said that intro? And I'm always like, what am I supposed to say?
What's our show name again?
What's my name?
Cousins? Or is it Cousin on Crime? Is it just the one of us on the crime?
No, it's both of us.
Oh, man. I'm tired. I've been telling people that all day. Like, I've been trying to communicate with people.
Yeah.
And I just cannot get out my thought.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
so if Candace does not respond a whole lot in this episode, then she's probably asleep and I'll just keep going.
Let me tell you, I even used some energy to tell someone a joke this morning and they didn't really think it was funny. But, you know, like the vent on the back of your dryer.
Okay. Yeah.
The aluminum
hose.
vent.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, there's like this clamp, a metal clamp that goes around it and it tightens to hold that thing on.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I bought 2 of those and they were the wrong size. So I took the vent that was the wrong size and these clamps. They're round. Okay. They're big round things, metal. And I gave them to the guy at Home Depot and I said, these earrings didn't fit. And he didn't laugh. And I was like, come on.
Let's try this
again. You know how much energy I used to come up with that dad joke? Daniel would have loved it.
Oh, yeah.
When I get home, I'm going to tell him what I said. And he's going to love
funny. I mean, you're a funny gal.
I mean, I thought, forget it. Just forget it.
You ruined it.
Just here's my receipt. Yeah. Give me my money back.
See, that's why I don't tell jokes. Well, I try. But sometimes I think of them in my head. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. They're not going to laugh. And that's usually the reaction is like, okay.
I mean, he probably just thought, you stupid. You stupid idiot.
Maybe he didn't hear you.
Get out of this.
Was he old?
No, he smiled and then I laughed because.
I get it.
Like, get it? Because I know they're clamps. They're not really earrings. And he's like, yeah, that was funny. And I was like, okay, well, you didn't act like it was funny.
I was listening to this guy. He was preaching a sermon and he's a preacher and he was so dry. He kept having he kept saying these jokes and he's this really smart guy, but he kept saying these jokes and the audience would laugh and he was straight faced and he would like cut his eyes to the audience. Like, I
love dry humor. I've got to say,
it was funny. I was laughing too, but it's like he showed no emotion, and I'm like, how did these people know it's a joke?
I know. They're like, should we be laughing?
No, it was great.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh man. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do my best.
Okay,
I'm gonna do my best.
All jokes aside,
all of them aside,
we're gonna get into something that's not so funny. So I will say listener discretion is advised.
Ooh.
And, we'll be talking about sensitive topics. Really, we should be saying this every episode.
Yeah. I mean, if you're listening to a true crime podcast, I feel like you should maybe not be listening to it with the kids or, you know, like while you're eating or on your lunch break or, you know.
Just beware.
Yeah.
Okay. Today we're talking about Janie Landers. She lived in Coos Bay, Oregon. Now, we've already done a case involving Coos Bay. I don't know if you remember that because it was like...
It sounded familiar, and I was like, that sounds like a lovely place.
It's beautiful there,
Yeah.
actually. But the case we did previously was 2 years ago.
Gosh, can you believe?
I know. So remember Little Winston Maxey?
Yes.
Yeah, he went missing and
Yes.
found his... or it was solved because his daughter...
Yes.
had done DNA. Anyway, go listen to it if you haven't already. It's episode 69. His case happened in 1971, but for Janie's case, we're going to jump to 1979.
Oh.
So still in the 70s. Janie was the second oldest of 5 kids in her family.
Wow. A lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Janie and her younger sister Joyce were 3 years apart, but they were the closest in relationship out of all of them. They loved playing with each other, especially outside.
Oh.
I mean, why wouldn't you want to be outside if you lived in Oregon? It's beautiful.
We were outside all the time as kids.
All the time.
Kids these days would never.
Janie was developmentally disabled. She started having difficulty in school. She was very active, always just moving around, talking, doing all the stuff that you're not supposed to do in school.
Oh,
yeah.
This I'm triggered. I'm feeling. I'm getting flashbacks now.
She would get aggressive and sometimes would throw things.
Oh,
she would run away from home, but would always return back. It was a lot for her parents, and they knew that she needed more help than they could give her. They made a difficult decision to move Janie into the Fairview Training Center when she was 7 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is gut wrenching.
I know.
Having to make that decision and be like, look, we cannot, like, we don't know, we want her to succeed and we don't have the resources to do that.
Exactly.
We need professional help. I just cannot even imagine that.
And I'm glad there was help out there, but this...
Well,
this
we're in
frame,
the 70s and she kind of, to me, sounds autistic, like on the spectrum, just the, sometimes she's aggressive.
Right.
The impulsivity, the elopement, the running away, coming back. And we didn't have autism spectrum back in the 70s.
That diagnosis, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So.
The Coos County Mental Hospital was actually the ones that pointed the family to the direction of Fairview in order to get further testing for Janie. Now, Fairview Training Center was established in 1907.
Wow.
In Salem, Oregon.
Okay. I mean, okay.
Yeah.
I mean you just said everything I need to know.
Right. There's your first clue. It was a state-run facility for people with developmental disabilities. It was administered by the Oregon Department of Human Services. Anyway, they had specialists there that would do behavioral classes and training with their patients.
Okay. That's very progressive for the 70s.
Right.
Okay.
Janie would be there for about 10 years.
Wow.
And this was devastating for Joyce because Joyce was 4 years old when her sister left, and that was her best friend. One thing that helped was that Joyce was able to communicate with Janie through writing letters to each other. And they made it a point to write long letters back and forth. There were times that Janie's dad would request visits with her or ask maybe, can she come home and see her family? Sometimes he would just go up to the facility, which was quite a drive from their house. And sometimes they would let him see her. Sometimes.
I was going to ask you during that time she was there, was she able to leave? Because I mean, I feel like if you voluntarily
Right.
put her there, and she could have visitation with her family, especially if she's a child.
Exactly. So the interview that I saw of Joyce, her sister, giving on A&E, it sounded like she said her dad would try to get them out to allow him to bring her home, but she never did say if they said no or yes, or if he did. But most of the time it was maybe he would see her at the facility, and there were times when he would show up and he would learn that Janie was moved to a different cottage. There were several different cottages on the property as like living quarters.
Okay.
So he
was like, oh,
it didn't seem organized. Yeah. There was always a hope to bring Janie back home once she matured through therapy.
Like she was there
to get,
for an end goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fairview would always find a reason to keep Janie there. They claimed that after doing follow-up assessments and such, that Janie really should continue living there and get further therapy. I'm assuming they were paid by the state.
I was just about to ask.
Yeah.
Because she's a number.
Right.
She's a filled bed.
There you go. So March 9th of 1979, 18 years old at this time, Janie was 5'1" and 105 pounds. Though small, she had a big personality and she was strong. She, some call her feisty. The Fairview facility called state police on that day and reported that Janie had walked away from the facility.
I'm surprised that hadn't happened before.
And it may have, but
this time was different.
Yeah. She was gone for hours.
Wow.
Police learned, and I'll tell you another thing that was different, but police learned that the last steps through her day before she left the facility, she spoke to Bill Graff, her counselor.
Okay.
She then, after speaking with him, she went to class. I guess they had group classes. After being in class for a while, just before 2 p.m., she quickly got up and left. She was clearly upset. The teacher saw her walk toward Kozer Cottage, which that was the building that she lived in. But no one witnessed her going in to Kozer Cottage.
Okay.
And she wasn't anywhere to be found when they went looking for her. Fairview also called Janie's parents and informed them that Janie had run away.
Right.
One of the assistants that worked at the facility was driving to work just a little after 2 p.m. As she turns the corner, driving up the long drive, she sees Janie. Now, the interview that I saw of this woman on A&E, she doesn't call Janie by name. She just says that she saw this girl that looked familiar. And she knew that she was a resident of Fairview, but she didn't know her name.
Okay. But it turned out to be her.
Right.
Okay.
A car was parked on the shoulder of the road. Then an older man walked in front of this employee's car. She noticed that he was getting really close to the girl and that it seemed really odd. She had one of these questioning moments, like back and forth in her mind.
Right.
Should I stop?
Oh, man.
Should I pick her up? She said she wanted to, but she talked herself out of it because there were strict rules against giving rides to residents.
I can understand.
Yeah, exactly.
All of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She hurried up to the cottage that she worked at and called security. By the time security got down to the area that the employee explained to them, there was no one there.
Wow.
Janie and the man in the car were gone.
Well, I'm surprised she called. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I think it's great that she called because a lot of people are just like, whatever happened to that, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
but
that's tough.
she knew this wasn't right. The employee gave a description of what the man looked like and what he was wearing. He wore a t-shirt and jeans. These jeans were a tan or a mustard color. He had a big pot belly and looked like he was around 35 to 40 years old. He was about 5'8" to 5'10". He had shaggy brown hair. He was driving a gold-colored 4-door sedan.
Creepy.
Yeah, right. In questioning Bill Graff, Janie's counselor, police learned that Bill had told Janie that he wasn't going to be working with her anymore. This was going to be the last day that he would talk to her.
And that's why she was upset?
Yeah. He told her he wasn't going to be coming back. So
what, he was leaving the facility?
That's what he made it sound like in this interview. He was on A&E speaking.
Okay.
And he said he told her he wasn't going to be coming back.
Okay.
He was one of the initial suspects. One, because he was the last one to talk to Janie. Right. And two, he kind of fit the description of the other employee that the employee saw by the car. But Bill gave a polygraph and he's like, yeah, I mean, I'll admit I kind of do look like him, but it wasn't me. I did not do anything to her.
My pot belly's not that big.
Right. He did give a polygraph and was found to be telling the truth.
Okay.
In the A&E interview, Bill talks about Janie's mental level was that of a 9-year-old. She couldn't really read, but she loved to color.
Aww.
He says that she was kind and loving. Even at this level of functioning, they allowed her to live in a group home setting, giving her more independence.
Okay.
About 3.5 months before Janie went missing, she got into an argument with one of her roommates. Cheryl, the roommate, was heating up some chili on the stove, and Janie was mad about something.
The stove?
The stove.
Okay.
And Janie grabbed the pot of chili off of the stove and she poured it onto Cheryl's head, burning her.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah. So she was taken out of the group home and put back into a structured setting. And I'm sure she was feeling all kinds of emotions. She has to be back in the confines of the facility now. And now the person who's supposed to be there to help her and she's grown so close with and has learned to trust is now leaving her.
I don't know why I keep going back to autism spectrum, but it's like constants are huge.
Yes.
And if you take that away, not just one,
right,
but they've disrupted her whole world here.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just telling y'all this just for a context of where her mind
would have been,
right,
and what would have led her to leave.
Exactly.
Right.
So she did leave. She walked away. So the facility could have easily said, "Oh well, she ran away. There's nothing we can do." But with that employee seeing that suspicious man, they knew that Janie was probably in trouble. Police did background checks on several of the employees at Fairview. Some came back with prior offenses.
Yikes.
On their records. They were all looked into and questioned, but nothing came of it. March 14th, 5 days after Janie went missing, a man was walking his property line in Silver Falls Park, Oregon, when he saw a lifeless female.
Oh no.
A body lying on the edge of the farm field right off of the highway.
Oh goodness.
She was lying face down with one arm up by her face. She had been stabbed in the neck.
Oof. Lena's saying it really quiet because Hazel's in the room. Hazel's sitting on the couch, but she has headphones on. Yeah. She didn't hear you.
So if you hear me hesitate,
gotta teach him young. Oh, poor baby.
Yeah. So this was not good. The scene did not appear to be the area where the crime was committed. There wasn't a pool of blood like there should have been with the injuries that she had. It was evident that Janie was attacked and killed somewhere else, and it was clear that she fought for her life.
Yeah. Oh, I bet she did. I bet she ripped some faces off.
Come on. They said she was feisty. I'm sure she was fighting. So since Janie had already been reported missing, it wasn't difficult, nor did it take long to identify the body as belonging to Janie. Yeah. The autopsy revealed that Janie died from blunt force trauma to the head, and her stomach contents were consistent with the lunch that she had at Fairview the day that she went missing.
Oh, okay.
So this further proved that she was at Fairview for lunch and then killed later that day.
Wow. Her poor family.
Right. And so great point, because my next point is that Janie's family they were only initially told that Janie walked off the property and was missing. That's all they were told.
They weren't saying like under suspicious circumstances or anything like that.
They didn't know anything about this strange man.
They were trying to save their butts, trying to get her back before they had to.
Yeah. So to them, they could have thought, okay, she's done this before. She ran away from our home.
But she'll come back.
When she calms down, she'll come back. They didn't have any other details until the next call they got that her deceased body was found.
Oh my goodness.
One of Janie's earrings was collected as evidence. The other one was missing. 4 hairs were found in her hand.
What did I say? She's ripping.
There you go. And those hairs were taken and preserved, and Janie's body was sent back home to be buried. The neighbors around the field that she was found in were interviewed, but all ruled out as suspects. A sketch of the suspect that was seen on the side of the road with Janie was put out into the public. 2 other employees at Fairview came forward and told police that the sketch looked like a man that they had served at the food court that same day.
Oh, that's random.
Yeah.
How would you even remember someone you served at the food court? I mean, that's so random.
Yeah, I don't know if he was
just so distinct.
Was he being creepy?
Yeah,
like, what made him stand out to you? It really seemed like detectives had good leads.
Right.
But somehow the investigation and all the tips they had would just fall short, and the case went cold for almost 40 years.
What? I did not expect you to say that.
Yes.
Holy moly.
Joyce, Janie's sister, did not let detectives forget.
Wow.
Through the years, Joyce would call detectives about the case. Like, hey, it's me again. What you doing? Every few years, the investigation would be revived. Look at some stuff like, is there anything else that stands out? Witnesses were re-interviewed. Crime scene photos and police reports were re-examined. One of the suspects was the roommate, Cheryl's boyfriend.
Oh.
His name was Ray Wright. Speculation had them thinking maybe the boyfriend was mad at Janie and wanted revenge on her for burning Cheryl.
Ruining her face.
Maybe, I don't know. There were people who told police that Ray wanted to kill Janie.
Oh.
But this lead at the time went nowhere. They really couldn't rule him out, but they didn't have anything on him except for motive. He didn't look like the man that the employee saw with Janie that day. So they had to let it go.
Yeah.
1989, the police department got a tip from Cheryl and Ray's neighbors telling them that Ray told them that he killed Janie.
Whoa.
And they're like, okay, tell me more. Well, Cheryl was brought in for questioning, and she told police that Ray's truck at the time was gold, and that she had seen an earring in his truck that matched Janie's missing earring.
Okay.
Ray was brought in and he still denied any involvement. He didn't even have the truck anymore, so detectives couldn't search it, swab it, fingerprint it, twist it, bop it, you know.
Your sausage McMuffin with egg didn't change. Your receipt did. The sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal includes a hash brown and a small coffee for just $5. Only at McDonald's for a limited time.
Prices and participation may vary.
It was another loss. They couldn't even put much credit to Cheryl or Ray because both of them also had developmental delays.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
I was going to ask that, not to be...
Right. No, they were in the group home with her. So
they were there for a reason.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's tough.
Going to March of 2015.
Whoa, Nellie.
Joyce couldn't shake the realization that 36 years later, like, hello, there's DNA testing.
Oh my gosh.
We have strands of hair.
Let's do something.
We have Janie's blood-stained clothing. Joyce asked Oregon State Police yet again to get answers. She was 50 at this time and her dad was 82.
Oh.
She hoped to find justice for her sister while her father was still alive. Detective Steve Hinkle, with a fresh set of eyes to the case, knew this was going to be difficult after so many years.
Right.
The Fairview facility was closed down by this point.
Aha.
Witnesses weren't around anymore. Some of them had already passed away. But he started digging into the files, looking at all the evidence they already had. He, as well as all of the police reports, the autopsy, the crime scene pictures. He spoke with previous investigators and contacted any witnesses who were still alive.
Wow.
Due to the nature of the brutal attack, Detective Hinkle suspected her killer may have been injured during the stabbing.
Okay.
I mean,
it's common.
They did say that she fought for her life. He thought, what if all this blood on her clothes didn't just belong to her?
Right.
Maybe it was her attacker
Yeah,
too.
because in stabbings, the knife slips and they often cut themselves.
Exactly. Great point. That's the next thing I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Let me tell my story.
I'm just going to finish it for you.
Detective Hinkle determined that the wounds were likely caused by a knife without a hilt.
Oh.
So if you aren't a knife connoisseur, a hilt is part of the grip of the handle, like the part that it's set sideways that would help stop your hand from slipping down onto the blade. So this meant her killer may have cut his hand while handling the weapon. State police, crime lab forensic scientists, and detectives re-examined Janie's shirt. Thank God the clothing was well preserved.
Wow.
And
Can you
able to be
imagine
tested. I know.
I know. What a gut punch that would have been, but how amazing that they hung on to it for all that time.
Exactly. A blood stain analysis was done. Now, these experts can tell how the blood was transferred onto a surface, whether it be by spatter or smeared or dripped or by touch. People are so smart.
I know, right? Oh, that's not blood spatter. That's aspiration. Like, it's like,
Right.
how do you know that?
Yeah. I want to be that smart.
I know, me too.
The analyst took 4 blood stains from the back of her shirt. To her, these stains looked like they could have been transferred by touch.
Okay.
She said maybe when he picked her up, possibly threw her over his shoulder, his hand touched her back.
Right. Like those handprints on Holly Palmer's ankles
There you go.
from
Exactly.
a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carry on.
It took 9 months and they got a hit.
Go on.
9 months. In April of 2016, the crime lab confirmed a blood stain on the shirt matched a man's DNA.
Okay.
So, yeah, Janie was
Ooh.
a girl.
Yeah.
This is a man's DNA.
Right.
So, further testing determined the man's identity as Gerald Kenneth Dunlap.
Who?
Yeah, great question. They started researching and well. He had a violent and predatory criminal past.
You don't say.
Mm-hmm. He had been convicted of raping a woman during an armed robbery in Tennessee in 1961 and was sentenced to life in prison.
Oh, don't even.
Yeah.
Don't even.
Wait a minute. Went to prison for life in 1961, but Janie was murdered in
came back to life.
1979. So 12 years later, he was paroled after his conviction
I don't want to hear it.
in 1973.
I gotta go. I got a dentist appointment.
Are we done?
I'm so done with this. You know, we talked about the woman who was stabbed on the subway. We did last week. We didn't talk about the fact that he was a repeat violent criminal who should have never been sitting behind her
14 times?
I just can't even.
How do these people...
What is going on? What is going on?
I don't understand it. Yeah.
Carry on.
So Dunlap first moved to California after he was paroled, where he was forced to register as a sex offender.
Well, I'll say. But how nice he got to move to California.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
But then, I mean, I guess he wasn't comfortable there. He moved to Oregon.
How is he able to move around? What? He's on parole.
So at this time, Oregon had no requirement for sex offender registration.
What?
Yeah. In 1970s.
Wow.
So I guess he had to register in California. He's like, no, I'm going to go somewhere where I can be
Jeez.
under the radar. So he got married and started working at the Fairview Training Center.
Oh, no.
His coworkers likely would not have known about his violent past because he didn't have to report it. Dunlap had not previously been identified as the suspect in Janie's murder.
They didn't see him walking through the hall and say,
I mean,
that potbelly looks familiar.
I'm sure he probably didn't show back up.
Oh.
He may have been questioned. I don't know. I have a feeling he didn't show back up that after he did what he did. He was 43 years old at the time of Janie's murder, and he worked in the laundry room.
Okay.
And he worked there until 1983.
Oh. Just thinking about him handling everyone's dirty laundry is just sending me into orbit. Oh, I'm so sorry.
So he obviously did come back at some point, but how long did he stay away? I don't know.
I would think it would have been more suspicious if you just pieced out and never came back.
Yeah. How brazen. Yeah. So he was actually fired in 1983 for inappropriate behavior towards women.
Oh.
Are we shocked?
Weird.
So then in 1996, he was arrested for sexually abusing a minor female family member.
He just can't help himself.
He cannot.
Disgusting.
So this family member came forward and he was convicted and found guilty and sentenced to prison.
So he's in the system now.
He's in the system because of his criminal history and the nature of his crime and being convicted of, this specific crime. Dunlap had been required to submit DNA, which was in the CODIS system.
And did they go back and be like, oh, he's actually on parole? Oops.
Right.
We need to start holding people responsible.
Can we please?
I don't think anything's going to change unless we do.
You're exactly right. That's a big part of what's wrong with this world. So even though Fairview closed in 2000, Detective Hinkle was able to find payroll records confirming that Dunlap was working at the training center the day that Janie disappeared. Detective Hinkle learned that all employees took a break at 2 p.m.
Oh,
the hour when Janie went
interesting.
missing. The Tennessee Department of Corrections provided detectives with 2 mugshots of Dunlap, which were taken right before he was paroled in 73. 2 of the 4 witnesses who saw him that day were able to pick Dunlap's photo out of the 6-man photo lineup.
Wow.
Although they weren't 100% certain, they noted that he looked like a man they saw talking to Janie before she went missing.
And she probably found him familiar.
Right.
She'd probably seen him before.
Exactly. What I find interesting is that the employee that saw them driving, she didn't recognize him.
Well, maybe Janie didn't know him. Maybe he never mingled with the, maybe he just washed the clothes and someone else delivered everything.
True. And these
the linens or
employees,
whatever.
each employee, I think, were assigned to different cottages.
Oh, yeah.
And so
Good
if they
point.
didn't go to the laundry room or whatnot, maybe they didn't see each other.
Interesting. And he didn't have to wear a uniform? Like he wasn't dressed in something she would have recognized?
The day she saw, he was wearing a t-shirt and those tan jeans.
Interesting.
Dunlap's former coworkers recalled that he would often leave work early. He would loiter near the bus stop near
Gross.
Fairview.
And nobody said anything about this guy?
I mean,
he is
apparently
creepy.
several of the employees there had offenses, criminal
That's right.
record. So I guess they just kind of let it slide. But he would also offer patients rides and all that.
Ew.
So Dunlap's widow and stepson said that he drove a car similar to the one seen by the witnesses that fateful day. His stepson also said that he and Dunlap hiked in the Silver Creek Falls area where she was found many times. Prosecutors theorized that he likely offered Janie a ride, then threatened her with a knife and attempted to assault her. When she fought back with her surprising strength, he likely became enraged and started stabbing and beating her. 6 years after his conviction in January of 2002, Dunlap died in prison.
So good riddance.
Yeah.
Get off of our payroll.
So in 2016, when they finally learned the name of Janie's murderer, it was bittersweet for the family. Elated to have the answers, but they won't have their day in court to get justice for Janie. But Janie's dad finally felt that he could rest.
Yeah.
Joyce says that she felt very relieved knowing that her case was solved and that the person that did it died in prison. I think it's pretty amazing that the young family member that came forward and told authorities of what Dunlap had done to her, it's wonderful that she came forward because of her courage, his DNA went into CODIS, and because of that, Janie's case was solved.
That's amazing.
Now that the case is closed, Joyce got to have 3 of the items from her sister that were in evidence.
Oh, wow.
A round earring with a chocolate-colored stone in it, and 2 hair ties, one with a pink bow and the other was elastic with little red balls on it.
Aw, so cute. So many people go their whole lives and they don't get the answers. I think it's great that someone opened that box and took on that daunting task of taking someone else's work and making sense of it after all that time.
And thank God everything was preserved.
Oh,
there were still, the reports were all still there
for him. That's why it's so important to hang on to the evidence.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that things happen, but, throwing away things or archiving it or whatever, like this case wouldn't have been solved.
Yeah. So I'm glad it's a
sweet little Janie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
I know.
She deserved so much better. now she can rest. Well, that was great. Let's do it again sometime.
Let's do it.
Bye, guys. Thank you for listening to Cousins on Crime. Get connected with us by becoming a free member on our Patreon. Or for just $5 a month, you'll have access to bonus episodes, discussion groups, and much more. If you can't afford $5 a month, we get it. Inflation, am I right? Please consider leaving us a positive review and rating wherever you listen.
And don't forget merch. Support our podcast and show the love by sporting t-shirts with our latest designs, or grab an evidence bag to keep the chain of custody for all your valuables. Don't forget to follow our show on your favorite streaming app so you never miss an episode, and get photos and updates on our Instagram at Cousins on Crime Podcast or our Cousins on Crime Facebook page. Have a case suggestion? Email us at cousinsoncrime@gmail.com.